Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So in this video, I'm going to explain direct indirect speeches containing imperative sentences. Alright, in my previous video, I had already dealt with statements and questions. And in another video of mine under direct indirect speech, we are going to learn exclamatory sentences. Okay, so I request all of you to just go through the video and carefully understand each and every minute detail. And I'll also ask you to continue with the practices, because it is through practices only you will be able to do things without any error. Initially there will be some errors, but slowly over a period of time with regular practice you won't be committing any kind of error. So make sure you make regular practice, and please do watch the video thoroughly and understand the rules and start practicing. Hello children, in this video we shall learn how to change direct speech containing imperative sentences into indirect speech. So let's start. So first of all, we need to know what is an imperative sentence. So sentences which express the idea of order, sentences which express the idea of order, direction, command, request, suggestion or advice are called imperative sentences. So here is the definition given. Sentences, definition of imperative sentence. Imperative sentence. So first, the sentences which express the idea of order, in which we give some command or order, direction, some instruction can be given, command, request, suggestion can be given, or advice can be given. So such sentences are called imperative sentences. All right. So we shall here start with some examples. He told me. Generally in this, the reporting verb said to will be changed into, according to the mood of the sentence, what does the sentence indicate within the imperative sentence, whether it is an instruction or it is a command. Accordingly we will use the word requested or commanded in place of said to. Okay, so here I should write over here, he said to me, don't trouble me. Okay, he said to me, don't trouble me. This is an example of a direct speech containing an imperative sentence. Okay, so here what does the sentence indicate? Though we know that it is an imperative sentence, it indicates some kind of warning, some kind of instruction. Okay, so we will write in place of said to, he warned, or we can also write instructed me, and don't will be changed into not to trouble him. Okay. He said to me, don't trouble me. So we know that said to will be changed according to what is the tone of the sentence, what does the sentence indicate, whether it is an advice, whether it is a warning, whether it is an instruction, whether it is a command. Accordingly, we'll be using the word here like he warned, since it is some kind of warning, or it may be taken as an instruction also. So we can write either warned or instructed. All right. So he warned or instructed me not to trouble him. Another example we can take, he said to me, please, suppose I give you an example of an imperative sentence which shows request. Okay, so whenever we see please word is used, so we can understand that it implies a polite request. Okay, please lend me 200 rupees. 200 rupees. Okay, he said to me, please lend me 200 rupees. So here said to will be changed into requested. It's a polite request. You can write over there. He requested me to lend him 200 rupees. Children, one thing you must notice over here, that we remove the inverted commas of we remove the inverted commas by using the preposition to. Okay, in case of imperative sentences, we are supposed to use to introduce the reported speech. Okay, to remove the inverted commas we use to, like unlike the case of statements wherein we had used that. And in case of question also, I've shown you in my previous video that question starting with a question word, we write the question word as it is only, we don't use that or any other word over there. We simply change said to into asked, and then write the question word. And if it is the question sentence starting with the modal auxiliary or helping verb, then if or whether will be used. But since we are here dealing with imperative sentences, we'll be using to remove the inverted commas. So first, as I said, that said to will change according to the mood of the sentence in the reported speech, whether it is a request that we have to see, since please is used there, so it's a request. Okay, so he requested me not to lend him 200 rupees. Right, we can take another example. The doctor, I give you an example. The doctor said to me, take medicines regularly. Take medicines regularly. I'm giving you here examples of all types of imperative sentences. First, we shown you the example of a warning or an instruction, then a request, and in the third sentence, we are showing here an advice. The doctor. So said to will be changed into advised. The doctor advised me. To will be used to remove the inverted commas. To take medicines regularly. Okay, you can see the doctor advised me to take medicines regularly. All right, and we can take another example. The gardener said to the boy, to the boy, don't pluck the flowers. Don't pluck the flowers. So here, a kind of warning you can say, or something you've been forbidden to do. So the here we can replace said to by forbid. Since it's a past participle, so forbid, we have to use second form of the verb forbid. And in case we are using forbid, then will not be using not over there, because forbid already includes negative sense. Okay, forbid the boy from plucking the flowers. From, we can write over here from also, since we have shown you the use of forbid over there whenever don't is used, or we can simply write this sentence in another way also. While we change this direct speech into indirect speech, we can change it. I'll show you. First, let me write it over here. The gardener forbid the boy from plucking the. So gerundial phrase we are showing you the use of plucking the flower, right? Or we can write it like this also. The gardener asked, we can use, or warned also we can say, the boy not to. So we can change don't into not to if we are using infinitive. But in the first case, we have shown you the use of gerund, right? From plucking, right? We are using here plucking, which is a gerund. So gardener warned the boy not to pluck the flower. All right. In continuing with more examples, he said to me, follow my advice. Follow my advice. What do you see here? Said to, since in the reported speech we see some kind of instruction is being given. So said to will be replaced by he instructed me to follow his advice. Alright. All other changes will be there. Pronoun will be changed since it's a first person pronoun. It will change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Okay, subject is he. So we need a possessive case here of pronoun. So his a possessive case will be his. So here we have written his. That I had already discussed in my previous chapter also, a previous video, in which we had discussed the statement cases and the question cases. Okay, we can take another example. I said to Sarla, please lend me your bike. Lend me your bike for a day. So here said to will be changed into requested because please is used there. So we have to replace said to by requested. He requested Sarla. Sorry, I requested Sarla to lend her bike for a day. All right. In converting imperative sentences, we change the imperative mood first form into the infinitive. That is to plus verbs first form, right? So by putting to before the verb, in case of a negative, what we do in case of a negative imperative sentence, the auxiliary do is dropped and to is placed after not. Okay. So I write over here the second rule in converting imperative sentences that we have seen in the examples also. We change the imperative mood, the first form into the infinitive, into the infinitive. Infinitive are those it is a kind of non-finite verb which is preceded by to and verbs first form, followed by verbs first form. Okay. T-I-V-E, infinitive. I write it over here again, infinitive. This to plus first form of verb. So I write it like this, verb first form. All right. And in case of negative imperative, in case of a negative imperative, what happens in case of a negative imperative sentence? The auxiliary do is dropped. Okay, is dropped and to is placed after not, and to is placed after not, as we have seen in the example that I've shown. Okay, like if I say do not plug the flowers, just in the previous page we discussed that the gardener warned not to plug the flowers. So do will be dropped and not will be used, and after that um, to not plug the flowers or not to plug the flowers we can say, right? Here I give you some examples. He said to me, don't go there, don't go there. He said to me, don't go there as it is dangerous. So he warned me not to go there, not to go. Do will be removed, not will be used, and then it will be followed by to, not to go there. And we know that in imperative sentences, that's direct speech containing imperative sentences, we use to, the infinitive form we use to remove the inverted commas. Okay, so this is the infinitive form. He warned me not to go there, and this is the case of statement, as it was dangerous, right? He said to me, another example I can show. He said to me, please come here, please come here. So we can clearly understand that it's a case of request. So said to will be replaced by requested. He requested me to come. Here will be changed into there. Okay. He requested me to come there. Alright. In another example, I'll show the inspector said to the policeman, said to the policeman, arrest the thief. The right. So the inspector ordered the policeman, because it's a kind of order from senior. The policeman has got to arrest the thief. The inspector said to will be replaced by the word ordered. To and infinitive will be used, right? To plus verb's first form to arrest the thief. Normally we've seen children making error in this. What they do, they change the verb form. When we are using infinitive, we have to use verb's first form. Okay, infinitive form is to plus verb's first form. So imperative cases are the ones in which we are supposed to use to remove the inverted commas. Okay, the inspector ordered. We have to be very careful. We have to understand the mood of the sentence, the imperative sentences, whether it is a request or a command or a warning or an advice. That we have to be careful. Otherwise, it is quite easy. And also words like, we have seen that please, kindly, etc., they have no place in the indirect speech. So whenever a direct speech contains, in the reported speech we see please, kindly, these words are not to be written in the indirect speech. Okay, we have to understand the sense of the sentence. Please stands for request, kindly stands for request. So we have to understand the mood of the sentence, and then we have to write the word to replace the exact word the mood of the sentence indicates, that we have to write. Like said to will be replaced by either requested, or it will depend whether in the reported speech the sentence whether is an order, or it is a command, or it is a request, or it is an advice. So accordingly we have to replace we have to write the word like ordered, requested, commanded. These words we have to use to replace the reporting verb said to. Okay, like I show you some examples over here. I said to her, please give me this book. So please give me this book. So I requested her, please word will not be used, okay, to give me, infinitive form will be used there, infinitive form of the verb will be used there, to give him, to give me that book. So we have to remember all other rules. The first person pronoun will change according to subject of the reporting verb. Had there been second person pronoun, it would have changed according to object of the reporting verb, right? We can take another example. You said to me, kindly do it. So this is direct speech, kindly do it. Anju requested, Anju requested me. After requested, we are not supposed to use to there. Many children do this error. What they do, Anju requested to me, they write like that. It can be possible only in case of passive voices. It was requested to me. But in active voice, we are not supposed to write to after requested. Okay. Anju requested me. I am talking about the reporting verb case only. Here, Anju requested to me won't be the case. We have to write Anju requested me. It would be wrong to write Anju requested to me. So, children, avoid writing to after requested. Okay. Anju requested me to do that, and words such as please, kindly, they will not be used in the indirect speech. Okay. Now we have use of emphatic imperative do. Use of emphatic, something which is said with force. Okay. Emphatic imperative. Like if I ask somebody to come to my home in a normal way, I'll say, come to my home, please. If I want him to come on an urgent basis, then I would say, please do come to my home. Okay, that is an emphatic imperative. Okay, sometimes to make imperative sentences more emphatic, we use emphatic imperatives, do. Okay, just as I given an example. In such sentences, do is removed when we change the sentences into the indirect speech or the reported speech. Okay, so example I'll show. The hostess said, do have a cup of tea, please. Cup of tea, please. So there is an element of force there. Emphatic imperative. This is the example of emphatic imperative. So the hostess said, do have a cup of tea, please. So there is an element of force in that. Emphasis is there. Okay, when something said with emphasis, we use the word do, and when we change that into indirect speech, we'll remove do. Okay, as I'll show over here. The hostess requested me to have a cup of tea. Cup of tea. So do is removed. All right. The hostess requested me to have a cup of tea. So I'll show you the example of emphatic imperative in which we say things or we request something to be done with emphasis. So here is the example of direct speech in which the hostess said, "Do have a cup of tea, please." The the hostess requested me to have a cup of tea, please. So do is removed. All right. To me. Do come again. So Sudha said to me, "Do come again." So this may be what we see. We have to remove do here. Okay. Sudha requested me. Sudha requested me to come again. To come again. So remember, we are not supposed to use do over there in case of, I mean, when we change a case of emphatic imperative into indirect speech, we will not use do. Okay. So Sudha requested me to come again. We have another case also. We have imperative with tag questions as well. Okay. And we have also sentences with let. So let us just discuss the sentences with let. In case of sentences, the direct speeches containing let, what we have to do, I'll show. I said to Ram, let us go to the park. Let us go to the park. Now, if we say, it may have two senses here. One is let us means allow us, and the other sense could be when we say let's go to the park, it may be, it is a suggestion then. Okay. So here we take it as a suggestion. In that case, I proposed to Ram. I proposed to Ram. I proposed to Ram that we should go to the park. Right? So these are the, in this case, let expresses a proposal or a suggestion. Okay. The reporting verb is changed into proposed or suggested, as I have changed said to into proposed. So whenever let expresses a suggestion or a proposal, we change the reporting verb into proposed or suggested. Here let is replaced by should. Okay, in these cases let will be replaced by should. Okay, I give you another example. He said to me, either we say this way, let's wait for him. Like here I say, let us wait for him. Okay, he proposed to me. Said to will be changed into proposed. He proposed to me that they should wait for him. They should wait for him. So we have in these cases let is expressing suggestion, right, or proposal. So this is the example of let showing suggestion or proposal. Okay, so in that we have to use that there to remove the inverted commas, and we should use should as well. We have to use should. I proposed to Ram that we should go to the park. He proposed to me that they should wait for him. Okay, now let also expresses permission. Okay, then we should use ordered instead of sent to. Ordered will be used. Ordered instead of sent to. Okay, ordered or will be using in place of or instead of said to. So reporting verb said to will be changed into ordered, or allowed also we can say. The principal, I give one example here. The principal said to the peon, let expresses permission. Yes, it is here we are expressing permission, and let the man come in. Okay, here in this case let is expressing permission. The principal ordered the principal ordered the peon to let the man come in which we'll be using the infinitive to let the man come in. Okay, we can take another example. So children, are you understanding things clearly? So one let, that is expressing the proposal in which we use us. Okay, so the sentences in which we see the use of let us, let's do it, let's go there, let's play, or let's study. So these are the examples of, in these cases let is expressing, a proposal, right? Let is expressing proposal there. And later cases that we've seen in which let also expressing permission. So in those cases we should use ordered in place of said to. This reporting verb said to will be changed into ordered, right? So we were continuing with the example. The master said to the overseer, or said to the servant. Said to the servant. The master said to the servant, let the guest go out. The guest go out. Okay. The master ordered the servant. The indirect speech will be the master ordered the servant to let the guest. So the let expressing permission will be using when we change the direct speech containing let showing permission, will be using infinitive to let. Okay, and the other let in which we saw the the let expressing proposal, in that case we'll be using that to remove the inverted commas, and should will be used there. Okay, so the master ordered the servant to let the guest go out, right? So we can say we can have another example in which let expresses a request. Let expresses a request. Okay, and reporting verb set to will be changed. Reporting verb set to will be changed into requested, right? So let expresses request also, in which reporting verb set to will be changed into requested. Overseer, the worker said to the overseer, let me go now, right? The worker requested the overseer to let him go now. Go then. Now will be changed into then. Okay, that we have to keep in mind. So the worker requested, the worker requested, we saw how set to will be replaced by requested the overseer to let him go there, go then, right? So let also the other case in which we'll see let also expressing wish. Okay, let expresses wish also. So in this case, reporting verb will be changed into, reporting verb said to will be changed into wished, changed into wished, right? So let also expresses wish, in which reporting verb said to is changed into wished, right? He said to, he said, only we keep, to keep it short, let me have an apple. Okay, he wished to let him have an apple. All right, so children, you can see here let is expressing some kind of wish. Okay, so we've seen let expressing proposal, let expressing request, let expressing um, an order also, let expressing a wish also. Okay, here in this case we are seeing let expressing wish, so in which we change the reporting verb said to into, it will be changed into, said to is changed into wished. All right, so he said let me have an apple, he wished to let him have an apple. All right, sometimes let also expresses condition. Let expresses a condition or supposition or supposition. So let expressing condition or supposition. Then it is changed into might. It is changed into might. Okay, it is changed into might and the reporting verb remains the same. So let expressing a condition or supposition, it is changed into might and the reporting verb remains the same. Alright. So let expressing a condition or supposition, it is changed into might and the reporting verb remains the same. Example you can show here. Let Mohan toil ever so hard, ever so hard, he can't succeed. He can't. Let Mohan toil ever so hard, he can't succeed. In this, he said that Mohan couldn't succeed. Mohan couldn't succeed. However hard he might toil. So you can see in this the reporting verb remains unchanged. Said will remain said, but we are seeing that some changes we have made over here. You know, might is used there. He said that Mohan could not succeed, however hard he might toil. Right. So children, till here the explanation on imperative sentences is complete. The direct speeches, we have learned how to change the direct speeches containing imperative sentences into indirect narration. So there are many types that we have shown you the example of. I've shown you the example of, and with more practice only you will be able to keep the rules in mind. So in the end of all the videos, because here I am into I've just explained the imperative cases, the last sentence that remains is the exclamatory sentences. So in my next video I'll be explaining to you exclamatory sentences, then we'll take up all the sentence types together. So miscellaneous exercises we'll be doing, and then I'll be providing you the worksheet on that. So you got to practice regularly, then only we'll be able to master direct and indirect speech, right? And for any suggestions or for any query, please write down in the comment box. And as I said that I'll be dropping the link in the description box at the end of all the sentence type explanation, and then we'll be having miscellaneous exercises, and we hope that we'll be able to um, understand the whole direct and indirect speech, and there won't be any difficulty. So make sure you practice regularly, right? For any doubts, for any queries, do drop your questions. Bye bye till then, and see you again. Okay, take very good care of yourself. Bye bye.